Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are having a nice day. My name is Benjamin Aguilar, and I am an in-house sub at Alliance Tech High School, right here in Watts, California. So right now, what I'm going to start is I'm going to talk about a little bit about my program in Teach Start. So I am in for my single credential in math and trying to get a master's in education. I am an intern, so I'm an intern, so I'm doing as much as I can with teaching, gaining the experience of it. Now, I want to talk about the courses you have to take for the program. So the courses that I have to take is right here. As you can see, the first courses that we have to take is this course. It's ETU 62030 Professional Learning and Practice. Then we go with the EDU 62040A, which is Education Foundations. And then we have TEL 71710, which is the Educational Technology. And then we have EDU 62340 CKIPB, which is the Math, British, and 21st Century, which I'm hoping is going to be exciting because I love math so much. And then you have EDU 62280, which is CKIP1 MS Secondary Methods. And then we have EDU 62460 Clinical Practicing Planning. And then we have the EDU 62120B CKIP2 Literacy. And then we have EDU 62470 Clinical Practice Teaching and Learning. And then we have EDU 62030 CP IP3 Teaching English Learners, EDU 62040 Clinical Practice Assessment. This one got me interested because in here in Alliance, we have a lot of English learners, so I kind of want to learn more how I can help them in math. And then you have EDU 62050, the differential learning, because there's different levels of learning, especially for those that are visual and literacy. And then we have EDU 624-490, Clinical Practice, Reflection, and Professional Responsibility, Critical Thinking with Teachers, Introduction to Research, and Research in Action will be the last class that I will be taking. Now, the other ones that we need to talk about is the courses that we have to have a placement and complete clinical practice hours. So those courses that we need clinical practice hours are given right here in the Alliant handbook. So the Alliant handbook, it will be on page 57, where you'll be able to see the courses that we have to take for the clinical practice. So EDU 62446 Clinical Practice 1 is planning. So if you see my master plan, we will see that in here, EDU 62460 Clinical Practice 1. That's the planning one. That's the one where we're going to be doing it for like 1.5 units a term. And that's the one where we do hours. The other ones that we have are EDU 62047 Clinical Practice 2 Teaching and Learning, which is over here, that we will do that around next year in October. Clinical Practice Teaching and Learning. The other class is EDU 620-480 Clinical Practice 3. That's an assessment. And of course, the other class is, I think I have it right here. Oh, here it is, Reflection and Professional Responsibility, which we'll do on March 4th. Those are the classes for doing clinical hours. So the clinical practice hours, how many hours of each? We can go back for it, but I actually want to go over something. One more thing is that they have required course assessment. So you have the inter-support log, which is due weekly. You have the district support provider observation due at the end of the term. Progress assessments weeks 2, 5, and 7. Quarterly assessment due at the end of CP 1, 2, and 3. Summative assessment due at the end of CP 4, and video observation evaluation CP 3 and 4. Minimum of 3, we have to complete 3 videos, and it must be submitted with each clinical practice course. If you don't, then it may result for you getting a failing grade. All right, so going back on top. So we go back to the top. Of course, I forgot to mention that this is the standard and intern pathway. So page 57 again. I'm gonna go further to the other pages where it actually explains us more about the hours. So it should be, here we go. So this is actually the pages that we can go ahead and see those hours. So from the handbook, so helpful. So the clinical practice, we have this one for the standard intern where they have like the clinical practices and how they are, and they kind of break it down. So right here, the clinical practice, we're being asked how many hours should be spent in observation, how many is spent teaching, how many support English learners and program. Okay, so from here, we have a minimum required hours of 198, which is the minimum. The CTC required us to practice hours 150. This is for clinical practice 1. And then your additional hours of support and supervision intern track 36. Now, for the additional hours of like English learning and support, supervision for intern track is 12. Okay. And so you would begin working as a teacher of record in a school district. And then we have communication, university, and Alliant staff members that will help you with it. We also have like the clinical practice 2, where we're going to see the required hours are 198. You also have the CTC required clinical practice hours 150. Additional hours of support and supervision 36. And of course, the English learner is 12. I believe the first one was 12 too. And then you have, you're continuing working as a teacher of record. For senior children, continue working as a teacher of record is placed in communication, your mentor, your support provider, and Alliant staff. Now, for the third one, which is your assessment, you are still required to do like a minimum of 198. So this one's teacher of record again. You have by the CTC required 150 hours, additional hours of support and supervision intern 36, and additional of English and learning supervision for intern 12. And then you have the placement lead. And then we are right here in 4 on reflection and professional responsibility teacher record, 198 hours, 150 for CTC, again, 36 for the additional support and supervision of teacher, and 12. And then we have the Alliant staff helping you, and of course, still the communication. We still need to make sure we complete all of this right here. From a program completion, there's actually a list of this to do. Now, about the assessments, right? So the required assessments that we need to do on the book, it's right here that we still need to do the ETPA and RICA. And the ETPA, I think we're being evaluated by teaching channel. So right there, the teaching channel will tell us. And we're doing recording based on, I think it will be assessment 3, which will be recording. What is your backup plan if you get off track? I think my backup plan was to make sure that I get back on track. But if it doesn't prevail, then I'll probably end up being a substitute teacher, which is fine because I'm still teaching. But also like to make sure that I keep myself motivated to continue it. Thank you.